All right, I'm back. So that it's an accident that I'm back, but I'm back. Um, so again, I was trying to find this 1129 prefix in this lexicon. In the process of finding that, I saw what we would know as be like I've seen so many people in the all who are trying to connect themselves to the Jewish and or Hebrew or whatever. I see them spell the feminine version of Ben or Bane with Baht. So I saw that in this lexicon and started looking at it because um, it's important to me because I've seen that, right? So the first thing I saw with that in the lexicon, let me go pull this. And this, okay, this wasn't, this, that particular what I started seeing was what led me to initially start recording my study. No lie. So here's one. Yeah, that's it. And so I saw Baht. That's what I'm trying to say. And TH. And I know that it's a derivative of what they perceive to be the feminine version of this same word that I was looking into anyways, right? Reuben or the Bane part. And so that started me, I got to looking. Now, mind you, I'm looking for the prefix that I feel will be closest to Ben or Bane, which is either BAN or just BN. So in that pursuit, I see some other things. That's when I saw the BATH, but in this book it says BAHTH. Now that says to kick. Kick. That ain't the one I was looking at. Oh, okay, here it is. BAHT, bot. Like the, okay. So it says, it actually was saying fear here. It said fear. And then it said afraid. Afraid, terrified, affrighted, and trouble. So for some reason, I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, okay. Since I know that some people, especially Jewish people, I have seen them use that word specifically to describe women and daughters. They say that this is the feminine version in the closest to the Aleph Bet in the English language to describe women. So women cause people to be afraid. They can terrify women, affrighted, or trouble. Not women, they can trouble people. Then I'm looking at, a different derivative of this same word, and it means trouble. What causes fear? Then the other word that's used, depending on the dialect, depending on how you choose to spell this, same word, it deals with terror. What causes fear? So one, I'm looking at the ladies who are using that, right? Those prefixes and those words. And they're saying, this is what they're really actually saying about themselves. But when I think about the concept of women right now, and when I think about just certain aspects in history that I've seen, and especially amongst so-called I was gonna say melanated, or I don't even want to just say melanin, but so-called blacks for now. I'll just leave it at that just to make it easy. But anyway, I remember how it made me remember the way that we were muffled. And that's a kind way of putting it, but the way that we were muffled for the powers that we had in our mouth. And really and truly, whatever special powers we had, and not just for the ladies, that go for the men too. Whatever powers people have, these are the things that make them, this is what makes people afraid. But I'm focusing on the ladies right now because this is the so-called feminine version of Bane. Which we realize, I hope people understand we ain't even need no feminine version, because even in Bane, the girl or daughter is represented. And if you're once a daughter, you're going to be a woman. Anyway. But it says afraid, affrighted, trouble, and terror. So this is what women can cause in the earth, maybe? This is what women can cause in the earth, or is this what they're saying? This also made me think about Lilith. They call her something I might have accidentally made this up because of watching The Wheel of Damn Time. But I know that they call Landifer in the show The Wheel of Time, they call her Daughter of the Night. Daughter. That's what terror is, what she invokes on people, according to legend and all that. She troubles people, causes fear. But see, fear don't even got to be bad, though. This is the other thing. It's duality to everything. Because God is going to trouble the water. But what I'm seeing connected to troubling, who would cause fear, is a woman. Come on, listen, whatever. I'll be going a little deep. Because I'm just talking about what I can see, y'all. In the world, men are actually afraid of women in a lot of ways. And I'm not just saying that to be talking shit. Like, I'm saying, you can tell men are afraid of women in a lot of ways. Some are afraid to love them. It causes terror or fear for them to love us because of apparently the vulnerability, the power that we could have over them. Okay. And this makes them afraid. It troubles them, which is why some people don't want to be connected to women as far as in marriage. Some fear their hearts being broken. Anyway, mind you, I'm just trying to find the closest thing to Bane. So let me go back to that. But I couldn't, but this is where my mind started going. And this was just extra, whatever I just put on here. It definitely went to Lilith. It definitely went to the way that they really try to portray all women like this as something men should be afraid of and to be watchful of. Because, in some of these concepts, they say women are evil, really, or they begin to produce that end result in men. Fear the woman. Anyway, I'm still looking for be-in energy. And I'm looking for that because I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to see if it would show me anything different. But in the process of looking for that, I see the word ball, which means to rule or to master. And it also literally describes a yoke. It says, as a yoke which binds the master to servant. Rule. Marry, husband, have dominion over wife. But the thing about rulership is that it's not even just master and servant. And even if it is master and servant, each master and servant connection is different. And some men have rulership. But no, thank you, Lord, for just pointing this out to me with the duality of rule. This is what makes me mad. They try to say it like this, but no, they probably didn't even. It says, my mind probably went there, but it says rule, and it says marry, comma, husband, comma, dominion, comma, and then it says wife. Some people would see that as, because she was last, that must mean that the husbands have to have rule over her. And for some people, that is their master and servant relationship. That is their Godship. Like, that's how their God rules them. Mind you, the God could be the husband or the wife, the husband and the wife. I would prefer the husband and the wife situation, but to be kind of honest, no, it could possibly happen. I believe for sure it could happen. But the way that we've been seeing it in the world is the world keep teaching you got to have one or the other. And I think that the reason why it happens that way is because of the curse that was put over Adam and Eve, which supposedly said that at that point, because remember at the beginning, the way that things were chiefly before, mind you, we talk about Reuben. This is all came from me trying to figure out the meaning in the name of Reuben. The beginning of it all, trying to figure out where it all started. It's showing us, and if I go back to Genesis and how it all began, initially, the husband and the wife were already together in one vessel. I mean, if you read it the way that it looked, the way that they set it up is they were already united in one vessel. But if you look at it also abstractly and figuratively in a more expansive level, you will find that it's possible that they were already split. They were already two. It's possible that the oneness in one body or like one body was really on an esoteric level explaining that at one point the husband and the wife ruled equally in authority and they were in dominion. That's what it could show us. But then something happened that caused dissension that began to separate the husband and the wife. What was it? Well, in my studies, according to reading the Bible, looking up the Strongs, they say that there was a serpent. The serpent actually represents knowledge and wisdom. Somebody started learning something. The serpent also indicated apparently in certain circles of thought, the serpent represented another male. Another male who they say, but the truth is it really could have represented another man and another woman. What am I getting at? It could represent that somebody could have began to cheat. I don't know, emotionally, intelligently. They claim someone cheated. Point is, there was a sharing, there was a conversation, a secret conversation, secret meetups and conversations, meetings of minds between another man and another woman in the case of Adam and Eve when they began to separate from each other. Their relationship became strained. And then they were cursed that the husband would have to work hard, but in their relations with each other, which all of that, by the way, all of that is encompassed, right? Because when you are relating to someone, if you are relating, the work is not really that hard. Because usually two people relating, how can two walk together unless they be agreed? They're of one mind. So the work isn't that hard because everyone sees, which is, this is what Reuben's name means. They see the vision. Everyone understands the assignment. Because, if you can see it, you can discern. If you can discern, you can understand. It makes sense. So Reuben discusses the beginning of a civilization, how it begins, how it flourishes, how if everyone is of oneness and one mind, how it can literally reach major heights of success. When all honor both the old and the young and work together. how we can reach success in families, therefore nations and governments. Yeah. But it also points to when there is a separation within the family dynamic, when there are other meetings of minds that change plans and therefore alter the vision, there can be a tumult. Yeah. And so people begin to war against each other and fight because someone thinks that their mentality and their mind and their vision may be a better way for the people. And then everybody picks a side eventually. Some may never pick a side. Some may choose to remain neutral. Some choose to have it the way that it has been because it had been working or because that was the one that they believed in. And whoever wins is who rules. This is what we're seeing in God. This is what we're seeing in Reuben's name. But back to Adam and Eve and at the beginning. There were some meetings of minds that differentiated from each other, and therefore there was marriages being made. Marriage in the understanding of shit, it could be sex, could be just contracts, could be emotional shit. Point I'm making is there was a separation between the husband and the wife at some point. And the curse that was put over them was that now it wasn't going to be easy to build. Instead, it was going to become hard. And why is it hard? Because of the separation or the dissension between the two, because of the two different minds. It's hard for men and women to build together now, but it is not fucking possible. Because remember, that's a curse. Remember, at the beginning, and let's be clear, we're all trying. Well, not all of us, but many of us are trying to get it back to the way that it was in the beginning. Many of us are trying to rebuild and restore. And even the ones who look to be trying to tear something down, they, in fact, are also trying to return to the beginning by establishing something in the first place. Moving on, I digress. The curse was that they would have to work hard, and apparently it was that instead the husband would then rule over or have master or have authority over the woman. That's how most people interpret that scripture. Now they say, as opposed to ruling equally, being respected equally, being of the same exact mind, now your minds are going to be different. Now your minds are going to be different. It's not even saying that one is more higher than the other. It's just you guys are going to have a different mind. You guys are going to see two different things and thus see and understand differently. Because remember, the son has sight and so does the daughter. Moving on. This is just, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. All in the name of Reuben. If you'd like more, go ahead and comment below, like for more. Oops, let's see if we get this to